Hello, I'm Dakota, and for today's book bite, in honor of the Academy Awards on March 2nd, I am going to be giving book recommendations for some of the nominees. I have a book recommendation, at least one book recommendation for each of the 10 Best Picture nominees. So starting with Anora, which is directed by Sean Baker and is so good, highly recommend. I would recommend Men I Trust by Tommy Parrish. This book, like Anora, is also about a sex worker. It's a graphic novel. It looks really cool. I haven't read it, but I'm gonna recommend it anyway. So, for The Brutalist, directed by Brady Corbet, I have two recommendations. This one, SOS Brutalism, is a nonfiction title that you can only read in the Architecture Archives. It is not available for circulation. So if you want to look at it, you have to go in there and make an appointment. But yeah, if you saw that movie and want to learn more about brutalism, this is an option. I also have another graphic novel, Victory Parade, which is about a Jewish immigrant in New York during the Holocaust. So it's a similar storyline to The Brutalist. For A Complete Unknown, you could read the book that A Complete Unknown is based on, which is called Bob Dylan Goes Electric. Or you could read this novel about a folk band, a psychedelic folk band set in the 60s, just like A Complete Unknown. So that's this one, Utopia Avenue. If you enjoyed Conclave and would like some more sassy men deciding things about the world, you could read this book, A People's History of the Vampire Uprising. The main difference with this is instead of sassy cardinals, it's sassy vampires. And if you really liked Dune 2, but want to try a different universe, you could read the Star Wars book, which is a standalone Star Wars book about Obi-Wan Kenobi. There's a lot of sand, just like Dune 2. There are no worms, though. If you want to watch, or if you saw Emilia Perez and want a better trans storyline than that movie, you could read Compound Fractures by, singular, Compound Fracture by Andrew Joseph White. It's about a trans teen who is fighting the system in a much more effective way than the main character in Emilia Perez. So I recommend this instead of Emilia Perez. If you saw I'm Still Here and want some more Brazilian history and political intrigue, you could read Dancing with the Devil in the City of God by Juliana Barbassa. I haven't read this book, but it looks very interesting. And if you saw Nickel Boys and want to read the book that it's based on, that's right here. You can check it out from the library, Colson Whitehead. Or if you've already read that or you want a different story, you could try out The Prophets, which is also about two young black boys who, I believe this takes place pre-Civil War, so they're both enslaved, but also have some run-ins with the law, but this one in more of a religious standpoint. And so I don't have this book on me, unfortunately, but hopefully the library gets it soon. If you saw The Substance, which is my favorite movie of last year, you could try Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle. It's like The Substance. It's also about kind of Hollywood and aging and identity of performers and working in Hollywood. So highly recommend that book. If you saw Wicked, you could read Wicked by Gregory Maguire, which is extremely different from the movie. Or if you just want a different kind of feminist fairy tale retelling, you could try Wendy Darling, which is a feminist retelling of Peter Pan. It's about Wendy as an adult, and Peter Pan steals her child. And finally, I have one extra outside of the Best Picture 10. Nosferatu. If you saw Nosferatu and you've already read Dracula, you could try Carmilla. There is a novella that came out actually before Dracula the book called Carmilla that you could read, and it's very good. It's shorter than Dracula and kind of inspired a lot of the story of Dracula. But we also have this graphic novel adaptation of Carmilla that changes the setting and some of the plot line to that original novella. Highly recommend it. The second book just came out this past year and it's super good. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and got some good recommendations.